So before we get into the episode, here's my little reminder that all of my updates and information about my services will be at the end of the episode. I hope you like this episode. Hello. Happy days. Today is a Saturday for me, and I have the door open in the studio, so if you hear the chitter chatter of the birds, it just feels really good outside, so I want to have the door open and not be in like the dark studio, you know what I mean? But if anybody starts doing construction, then, I'll have to adjust. Friggin' jackasses. No, just kidding. But that's like my one thing is that if anybody were to ever complain about like me drumming, because sometimes I can like drum until, I haven't drummed till like past 2 in a while, but I'll sometimes drum early in the morning and I'll just be like, I've dealt with all of this construction from all these fucking people behind us. Like, they're encroaching on my space. They just need to back off. But anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Mom Fine, episode 5 of season 2. So exciting, so fun. Hope you all enjoyed the women's episode. I enjoyed it. In this episode, I want to kind of take you all through the journey of my health. Like, I feel like that has played a huge part into me just like, living a happy life. Everybody has their journey through all of that, and I'm very passionate about my own health and being really healthy and like how I've just made adjustments to be better. I've definitely seen the growth in my health, in my physical and mental, remembering from like being a child and like the mindset that I had then and the mindset I have now and like all of that. So I'm excited to talk about this. I've been wanting to do a health episode ever since, I started being healthier. But before we get into that, I do want to give some travel updates. I've been researching about Europe, and I basically planned out this like 6-week backpacking trip all throughout Europe. Like, starting from Iceland and then just like going everywhere. But I might have to put that on hold or shorten it because my yoga teacher training is getting moved. So Europe plans are on a pause until I get those dates. And so that's what is going on with Europe. And then I'm going to Arizona for a wedding. And so I'm excited. I've seen the Grand Canyon, but I haven't been back to Arizona in a really long time. So I'm excited. Even though we're going to be in a city, originally when I was going to go down there, I wanted to do like a road trip all throughout in that area. But I decided to put that money towards yoga teacher training instead, like the money I would use to do that trip. And I was like, okay, maybe do yoga teacher training, but I'm still excited to do Arizona. So definitely I'll have like a little tidbit about Arizona. And then I'm taking the trio. Allie and Fal and I are going to Yosemite. I'm so excited. It's gonna be good. I have to be very limited on packing because usually the past couple times I've never done 3. So usually when I go, I put down my whole back seat and that is where we fit everything. So we're gonna have to pack the car. I kind of want to just take like 1-2 buckets because sometimes I'll have like 4. Like, oh my gosh. When me actually went road tripping throughout California, which if you want to hear about that and like you want to learn how to camp and like all my camping stuff, that is like in season 1. 5 P's is my prep, and then part 1 and part 2 of the California winter road trip. So they're like next to each other. And so Yosemite's gonna be good. I've just been hoping that I've never done Glacier Point. Every time I've gone 3 times. This is my 4th time going to Yosemite, and I've never been up to Glacier Point. It's always been closed. And so, and I bet it's gonna be closed this time because of this crazy ass winter we've been having. Like, it had to, like, there were avalanches, like the valley was just buried. But it's nice now. So I feel as if the waterfalls are gonna be flowing. And so if Glacier Point is open, I want to do Glacier Point. If Glacier Point is not open, I think I want to take them on to Vernal Falls up to Nevada Falls and do the loop because there's a loop, and that is just like such a nice hike. I do love that hike. Okay, to just get into it, I think the best place to start is the view of myself as a child. I remember being just like a fairly large child. I remember looking at my body, and I think especially because I had a thinner sister, I definitely think that I compared myself to her a lot. And she just always had a thinner physique, a flat stomach, and I was definitely on the little thicker side, I just had more on my body than she did. I definitely struggled with the view of my body. Remember never just accepting that as my body type and loving it as is. And I just remember like grabbing my tummy rolls and wishing they weren't there, or like standing in the shower and like looking down and like wishing that I could like see all the way down and not just like look down and like see my stomach. So I've definitely have gone through a journey of self-love of my body, just as everybody has. And it feels really good to be sitting where I am now and learning to love my body and accepting it. It's been quite a journey. And because I also remember like wanting to get sick, because every time I would get sick in the past, like I would lose weight. And so I would just be like, oh, well, during flu season, if I got sick, like I drop a couple pounds. Like my relationship with my weight and my body was definitely, was not healthy. I remember in high school a time where I would eat and then throw up. I don't think I did that for very long. Not enough for it to become an actual concern, but I do remember trying. But I think that just shows what I was willing to do to just like be smaller and to lose weight. And it's just like, that's just not it. Like it's a lifestyle. It's being healthy from all aspects, not just one quick fix. There's a drug or, and it's just not like that. And I understand that now. It's truly is how you live your life on all realms and above everything. And my parents, I love them, and they have truly taught me so much and have done so much for me. But in terms of being healthy, that is just not something that they pass down. Like I am now in a position where I now want to help them live happier and healthier lives. And this has been like a truly just me taking the initiative to be healthier and to be better. I want to teach them things now. Like I want to help them. Like they've given me so much. I want to give back to them. And I just think about like the time, like my grandparents' generation, my parents' generation, it's like mental and physical health was just like not a priority. Mental health, like that was definitely not a priority back then. Like that's literally like so crazy to me that like the brain health, mental health, like you didn't take sick days. Like taking a mental health day was not a thing. You gotta just do your own thing, fuck it. But I really got a hold of myself and started my journey. I was doing hot yoga, and then I got like fit when I was doing hot yoga, and before I left for Australia, like I felt like super good then. And then I went to Australia. Episode 1, I talk all about living in Australia, how I made that happen. Like I became an au pair, like all my journey through Australia, and I gained like 30 pounds. Like when I got home, like I left like 125, 130, depending on like where I am in my cycle. Like I fluctuate now, still 5 pounds. And then when I like came back, I was like 156. Yeah, I'm not saying 156 is like a bad weight. No, not at all. But for just going from what I was to then, I definitely, like, anybody put on 30 pounds no matter what. Like, that's gonna fucking show. Like, I, like, thick legs. Oh, I love her. I was drinking so much. I was going out, backpacker, cheap, like, literally just, like, partying and drinking. And I feel like when I was nannying, like, sometimes I'd just eat all the time, and I just not being able to control myself and tell myself to stop fucking eating. And I totally gained weight because I was fucking drinking and partying, like all this shit, but I was having the best fucking time. Like even though when I came home, like I was like nervous. I was like, oh, like you totally tell I gained weight. Like fuck, like damn. And that was so in my head, and it's just like now when I think about it, because I lost it, and you know what, I'll take the weight gain to go through the journey. You know what I mean? Like I gained the weight, I learned how to love myself for just like all phases of my body, and like your body changes, and you just have to just continue to love and accept your body through all of your phases of your life. I'm for sure loving my body right now. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm so fucking tight. Like, and I'm just, loving it. Because, as I get older, like, if I choose to have kids, like, I don't even know if I want them. Like, my body's gonna change. Like, wow, it's so crazy. Yeah, when I came home, I just was like totally going through just, like wanting to be back in shape and like wanting my body back. And I'd see memories of like my thinner self and I was like, ugh. But when I came home, I fucking hit it hard. Like I literally I started CrossFit and I remember my very first CrossFit class. Oh my gosh. Like I was just like, I almost didn't. Not that time, but I went back a couple other times and there was one time I left and I was like, fuck this shit. But I stuck with it. I was like, no, like it was just hard, like really hard moving my body and like doing pull-ups. I was like, whoa, like I could not do like anything. And I think looking back now, it's just like you gotta just accept where you start. Now I've been doing CrossFit I'm going on my 3rd year now. So I have gained how to move my body like that. But the very first time it was like, whoa. But now I love it and it's so good. But then I stopped doing yoga. I stopped doing yoga because of COVID. And then when COVID hit, what happened to you during COVID? Like, and I know that like a lot of people have died and like, oh, it's so sad. But like when you were in lockdown, did you utilize your time or did you kind of like go off the rails? Because by the time that happened, I had gotten into a really good routine of like working out. And I was like, I'm not gonna let like this happen. Like, was I drinking still? Yeah, but like I would go out into my garage. The owner of my CrossFit gym, he let us take home equipment, which was like nice. I still kept like paying and stuff and still like kept the weight off and just kept getting fit. But then after all that crazy ass COVID, I was in a routine. I was working for the law firm. I was working for a magazine. And then I was like doing Mom Fine and like just like kind of working on that. And then I would just like go to CrossFit. Like there's some days I would go like 6 days a week. Now looking back, I had terrible form. And this is why I kept hurting my back. I finally realized I was like, okay, I need to drop the weight. I really need to focus on form. And that is when I realized that I needed to practice tightening up, activating my muscles and activating my body and like feeling my body, because I got to the point where I kept re-injuring my I think it's like my right side back, lower back, and it's the sciatica. There was one time I was like, fuck, am I gonna be like fucking paralyzed? Like this is so painful. It was fucking terrible. Where I was literally pillows encompassing me. Pillows all over me, underneath my knee, over on my right side. I was in so much pain and I was like, if you keep hurting yourself, you're done. Like literally you're done. You're not gonna go anymore because it was just like when I would get tired, like the lifts I would be fine at this weight and like we would slow down, do lifts and all that, but like in like a workout, like an AMRAP, I would get tired and I would loosen up. Instead of bending, I don't bend down enough. I bend over too much. I don't keep my back straight and I have like a curve in my back. And that's just fucking how I hurt. I was just like, oh, fuck. But now, and it's just like, check your pride, check your ego, like drop the fucking weight. And now I have no, like, oh, fuck yeah. Like I would much rather stay tight than go heavy. If I cannot stay tight and protect my back and do it, well, then I don't get to do it because I just literally fucked myself with my back. But I have not heard it, and like I've been so good lately, so good lately. So now I'm just like, what I think in my mind when I'm like working out is fucking breathe and move and stay tight. Focus on your breath. I have to slow down and go light, teach my body how to move in this way and to like stay tight for this long. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta stay fucking tight. You gotta like activate your body, and then like the bar becomes a part of you. Think of it as literally an extension of your arm. And then because when I came back from Europe, out of shape, not like out of shape, like, but I was just not as strong as I was. I could no longer do the weight that I was doing at all. Okay, perfect. Just won't even think about going to this weight. When I can do that weight perfectly, then I will progress. Because I was like, I have a whole fucking life to be good at this. Chill the fuck out, lower the fucking weight, and stop fucking hurting yourself. What the fuck? And so yoga has also helped in that mindset of like slowing down, activating your body. Like you came here to feel your body move and to be connected, and it feels so good when you are in breath and movement. And that is when in Yosemite finally understood that, truly moving in breath and movement, because to get up Yosemite Falls, I was so fucking exhausted. It was so steep, which I want to do it again because one, I feel like my fitness has grown, and I bet I could be better doing it. But when I went with my brother, I literally started to hit like a wall of like, holy fuck, I am exhausted. And I'm not turning around. Like, the only option is to literally fucking continue getting up this bitch. And I finally was like, I can't even, I need to focus on something other than my fucking body and this hike. Like, oh god, this fucking mountain. And it was just fucking me in the mountain. I was like, alright, like, let's fucking get this shit into second gear. And I just started focusing on my breath, like literally breathing in and out and counting my breaths and just moving. My body just like was moving, but my attention was like to my breath. And whenever I'm focused, like, that is the mindset that I go, and it's like this just utter calm and focus and steadiness. And I feel it in my drums, I feel it in CrossFit, I feel it in yoga, I feel it when I snowboard. I went snowboarding on Thursday, and the flow, this has been my best season. And if you want to see the visuals for my snowboarding, I have it on Mom Finds Instagram and my Instagram. And okay, I forgot where I was going. So that breath and movement and the focus on being tight and activating my body, like, I'm fucking so in my body. Like, I am so focused, and I finally have been able to stand up more and do my toe side more, and my core is just tight as fuck. I have a theory. Oh, fuck my toes. I have a theory. Practice staying tight, like, all the time. Right now, like, I'm literally just like I'm sitting down on my beanbag chair, activating my body. Like, do it. Literally tighten your fucking core, tighten your butt muscles, feel your body. And so I do it while I drive. Also, when I couldn't make it to the gym, I was like, okay, one, I would need to eat really healthy today, be more aware that I'm not gonna make it to the gym. And then also, I would sit very intentional at my desk. So shoulders back, chest up. I would, slightly like tighten my stomach, activate my core muscles, and then, like my butt. Like, because I also do this when I give blood. You have to keep your body movement and tighten your muscles. And so it fucking worked. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Y'all, like, I'm so close to having nice abs. I can see them slightly. Never been this just tight. I've tighten up. The last couple pounds, like, after Europe and just like all of it, like, I really have very slimmed out. Still see my curves, and like I'm shaped like a pear, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm just like, yes. I think it's because of this, because one, I'm also not making it to the gym as often, but I'm also eating way better now than I've ever eaten before. Just do it. Tightening and breathing. Being tight as you breathe, because in yoga, like, yes, we're in our poses, but there is a moment where like we are constantly in a flow, and it's amazing being synced with your breath and moving like that. You're never holding your breath. And so practicing being tight and moving and activated, it's fun. And especially the energy that you have in your feet, like, especially when we do balances. Oh my god, there's this fucking, get out of here, motherfucker. Feel your body, activate your body when you walk. Like, and I'll practice being super, super light on my feet, because I scare the fuck out of my brother sometimes. He does it to me too, but like, I'll just like sneak up on him and he's like, what? And so if you are not active, going on a walk, simple stretching, CrossFit, yoga, Pilates, there's so many different ways to be active now. Like, find it. Yin yoga is amazing. I love yin yoga. But like, practicing tight, driving, even in sleeping, and not, you know what I mean? Like, laying down, you can do it. Like, just like fucking activate your body. So that was just, I feel like that has played, a huge part in, my physical fitness and my ability to do shit, and protect my back and all of it. So, because I feel my abs now, my lats, my stomach, my abs, like, oh yeah. I have been thinking Little Legs would be just like proud. She now has the body that I've always wanted. In that essence, my skin right now fucking hates me. I want to just maintain and stay healthy. If I could continue getting abs, like, that would be great. It feels good, just like proud. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy. Like, I feel like so many people struggle, but it's struggle with their weight, and it's been a lifestyle. I was definitely missing what I've been able to learn these past couple months from when I stopped working at the law firm. So in December. So January, February, March, April. And everything I was learning while I was doing the law firm, but because I was working so much, I love that I'm able to cook all of my meals and I'm in control of what I get. Like today, I've been fucking on it. I made my matcha latte this morning with ginger and cinnamon, and then I made a green power bowl, and it was so fucking good. And then for lunch, I'm gonna make like a really good salad, and I've been drinking fucking raspberry leaf tea because my skin hates me right now. I was struggling with my skin. I had always suffered from breakouts on my chin, but that I feel like I had to deal with, well, what I was eating, drinking, like all of those things. And what I've learned from my podcast, and I'm going to go over all my health podcasts, like at the end of just like my whole storytelling of like my health journey, is that the gut is so connected to your skin, and the gut is so important, and like the food that you eat, like healing your body with food and getting all the nutrients and minerals and all of that from just like what you eat. And so another thing that I started doing like a couple months ago was also my sister found a skin specialist, and I love her. Her name is Kristen, and I'll leave her information down there if you'll know if you are able to connect with her. But she does like acne facials, and I got all of my skincare products that I use now from her, and I miss her. I'm literally, because my skin is so fucking bad, I was like, fuck it, I need a facial. Like I need her to just like speed up the process, because I have fucking planets on my chin right now, and I see more coming, and I'm just like, oh fuck, but it's okay. And because I got my skin under control before I took myself off the pill, and I really miss having nice skin again. Oh man, but that's okay. It's just fucking life. But that's why I've also just like fucking kicked it into high gear with like eating really, really well. I don't want to drink. I'm like I need to figure out my shit and figure out my hormones. And I have dry skin. When I would put makeup on my chin and like around my nose, get really like crusty and flaky because my skin, and at first I was like, this is my makeup, but no, like it's a skin issue. My skin was just so dry. So like, I love my brand, I think it's called Face Reality. I'll like do like everything that I touch on here. If you would like to learn more about the podcast, my skin lady, all of that is going to be on my website, and it's going to be underneath the learn folder and then under health. So if I just like briefly talk about something, you're like, ooh, I want to look at her skincare, that will be set up all on the website, and then the show notes will just take a link straight there. I do a hydro balance, and then I have like a cream peptide moisturizer. I always sunscreen. I have a nice skincare routine now, and I just feel like because of the fact that I'm off birth control, there's a thing called face mapping. They use it in traditional Chinese medicine, and one of the tellers that it's hormonal is if it's on your chin, and then if it's kind of on like your cheeks and forehead, I believe that is your gut. Maybe just the forehead is your gut, I'm not sure. I learned that listening to one of my podcasts, so I feel like I'm on the right path with that and retelling that. So, but what's really nice is that like my skin feels good, feels soft and moisturized. It's just my chin, and so I still love my skincare stuff, and I'm gonna go see her and tell her just like, do I need to switch anything up? Should I incorporate anything more? But I also think it is also healing from the inside. I need to just step up my game with the food and all that. Like I felt like I was doing really good, but I found this girl named Cicely. She has really good recipes, and she's all about acne. She's a nutritionist, a certified holistic nutritionist, and she specializes in acne, and she has like amazing recipes. And so today I've just been like looking at her stuff and trying to get inspiration for like what I have and what I could cook with, and that's where I got the inspo for the green bowl, and I just added like my own stuff, and so that was good. And then another thing that like really got me into like needing to improve my fucking health was losing my fucking hair. After the shower, like I felt like I just was losing so much hair, and I just, when I was younger and teens, and I just always had very beautiful thick curly hair, and I just kept noticing just my hair, too much fucking hair was coming out, and I talked to my hairdresser about it, and she was just like, no, like your hair looks fine, like da 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 da. And I was like, no, like I know that something is off, like something is off, like I should not be losing this much hair in the shower. And I was talking to my non about it, and she was like, oh, me too. And I got a new shampoo and conditioner, and I have been loving it. But I also think it's been also my eating habits that have affected like my hair and all of that as well. I was like, okay, what the fuck is this shit? And then that just did kickstart me into just like my health podcast and learning more. And I definitely have seen my hair feels healthier, hydrated, and because it was just so dry and shedding so much. It's still like, it definitely feels thicker, and it's like, it's also long. Like so now my hair, it's just like gotten longer. And when I go to my hairdresser again, I just want to go to my natural color. Like I want to try not to be dyeing it or anything, and just like get it like even more healthier. And I need to make even more changes. I know, even if other people don't notice it, like I was, because now I don't lose as much fucking hair, but I know that shedding is normal, but not as much as I was, you know, like I knew something was off because I feel better now, you know what I mean? Okay, and then like another thing that was just like absolute shit was like my sleep. Like my sleep really started to decline, having trouble falling asleep, not staying asleep. It was just like sleeping like shit. And I think that is like also when I just started, I mean, I've been smoking for a while. I've always been open about smoking weed on my podcast. And yeah, I mean, especially when I came home back from Australia and weed was legal. I've learned more about the effects of weed, and I've slowed down my intake of weed, but I'm gonna do a whole episode on drugs and all of that, but I think it's not as good as we have been led to believe, and the effects on the brain and all of that. Like, even though this podcast is about health, like I'm not fucking perfect. I drink, I smoke, I try not to drink very little, only on special occasions really, but I do smoke. I'm definitely a smoker, and I'm excited for the drug episode, but I think I'm not ready for it because of what I'm gonna learn and what I'm gonna find out, because I love to smoke weed. But I think it really heightened up was when I just like, I couldn't sleep and I would just like go smoke, and that would like really help me. But what really helped me was my life cycle mushrooms and the sleep one that I would take, and I have those all on the website. Once I started taking those, I started dreaming again. I was finally falling asleep through the night. I was sleeping better. It was like, I was like, whoa, like that was like the first thing that I really noticed was my sleep improved, and I have vivid dreams. And I think this definitely plays a part in the fact of how deeply that I feel my emotions, because I've had some very vivid dreams where like the emotions of them, how I've woken up with them. Like I literally had a fucking dream that my car went off the side of a cliff in a snowstorm, and like literally waking up from just like a fear of panic, of literally feeling the feelings of falling off a cliff, talk myself out of an anxiety. I felt so unsafe. Like I literally went up and like locked all my doors, and because I was just like, what? I just felt I had to do something, I feel like, to ease that feeling. And then, man, oh man. Oh, I feel like dreams is a great way to segue into my mental health. So, dreams are just wild. And I want to do like a whole just like little mini episode about dreams, because I just didn't prepare for that. But the messages that dreams send you, and like you, like it's your just like brain inside, like, you know, dreams are just fucking wild. And in terms of just like how I'm doing mentally, it was really hard when I would fucking dream of my ex. Like, you know what I mean? Like the dreams are the fucking worst. I've been just plagued with random dreams of my ex and just like scenarios in my fucking head playing out, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, are we not on the same page here? Like, waking Lex is just like fucking grind, like doing a thing, like, but then like unconscious Lex, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, no. Like, I remember my first one, I was like, fuck, that fucking like, what the fuck was that? Like, can we not do that? Like, we're trying to move on. Like, what the fuck was that? When people have dreams that like their partner cheated on them and they wake up and they're actually mad, it's because it's just like those feelings stick with you. Like my emotions and how I feel towards things, like I've had mornings where I've woken up and I'm like, I feel like I didn't even fucking sleep. Like I feel like I was so active last night in my dreams, and like, what? But then I was like, that was a fucking dream. Get the fuck over it. Like, you're not gonna, like, clearly, if you, and I took it as your body is telling you, like, you're so go. Like, it's still telling you that you're healing. Like, if you're still having these memories pop up in your dreams, and, like, this reality is, like, in your fucking sleep. Like, I can't fucking control what I'm dreaming about. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's, like, the only, out of everything else, like, I cannot fucking control that. Like, how the fuck, like, and I feel like if I tell myself not to do it, then it's reverse psychology, and then I'm still thinking about it. You know what I mean? So I was just like, well, okay, that happened. Like, what? I get it. Still healing. Sweet. Thank you for the fucking reminder. Didn't need it and didn't want it, but thank you, noted. But I think my mental health really like started to decline with like getting off the pill, because I just got so low. Like my energy, I was in pain, my skin, and I got off the pill end of February, and it's April 8th. And I did research of coming off the pill. Like, I definitely wanted to make sure that, like, in the research they say, like, make sure you're detoxifying. Like, literally make sure you're fucking shitting. And, like, sometimes I do 2 shits a day. And I'm like, yes, like, okay, like, well done. Dandelion root, it's really good for just, like, getting this shit out of you and, like, detoxifying and just, so I'm literally drinking it right now. I listened to a podcast and it was literally telling me the same thing. But Alex Adele King's podcast, Holistic Women's Health. And then I also just like did like solid research on what I should incorporate into what I was eating. I added some seeds and nuts like pumpkin, hemp, chia, almonds. I eat like a lot of arugula and bean sprouts and spinach. And I've just been making like a lot of salads, breakfast salads. I sometimes will do a fried egg, scrambled eggs. This morning I did like that power green bowl, which is like I haven't done that, and that was like really nice. So like, okay, like this is like a good staple. And so yeah, I've kind of just oh man, I'm fucking hungry. I need some lunch. Yeah, so I started incorporating also like cottage cheese. That's like a good like probiotic. I remember like hearing that. And then ultimately just like really wanted to support like my liver and like my gut, and then make sure I was a lot of minerals and vitamins, which I added supplements, and I'm going to tell you the supplements that I'm on. But obviously sitting where I am now, like I want to really be getting what I need from my food. But I wanted to get off the pill, and I needed to try to balance my hormones as best I could, and just like I wanted to just try to be super healthy before getting off the pill. Like I was meditating, I was doing yoga, like I really slowed down, and it felt really good, and I just really started taking good care of myself. I took like beef liver pills to they help with iron, they also help with hair loss, and they also help with postpartum depression. I did magnesium glycinate. They say that one is the one that you want to take. It helps with detoxification and PMS, migraines, period pain, sleep, stress, insulin resistance. But then it also says like you can also increase your intake by eating plenty of leafy greens, fish, and nuts. And so, which I don't eat fish, but that's why I'm like, okay, like I bought one order, and then I take beef liver pills, magnesium glycinate, zinc. I take fish oil, and I take calcium. And I don't want to take fish oil anymore after I'm done with this bottle. I'm going to use all of my supplements, and then I want to try to just really see how healthy I can be with my food. And then also, Maddie Miles, she is the founder and owner of Peace Love Hormones, and she creates these herbal remedies that help with PMS, that help with like your liver and your gut. She makes them from herbs, and I love her podcast, Peace Love Hormones, and I think I want to finish these supplements and then try out her Soothe and Bitters, and because I drink so much tea, I'd much rather be as like natural, and because I'm having headaches, my skin, I feel like my gut needs like some support. Cicely, she's the acne nutritionist, and her business is The Pure Life, and she has like a how to clear your skin. That's where I got my raw honey mask idea, because honey, it balances bacteria levels on the skin and it lowers inflammation. And so I've just been like putting it on just a little bit, keeping it like it's been, so I feel like it is definitely helping my chin. Like I'm just now just trying to just help my skin along. Like I've been doing ice cubes, my honey, washing my face. I'm not putting makeup on. Like I've just been at home and trying to just like let it breathe, and just, oh god. But I'm like, okay, this is just a journey that I'm fucking on. And so I think that's like how I'm feeling towards my supplements. If you our health, if you take supplements and like you're listening and you're like, oh, like I feel like I did research and I was like, yeah, like I feel like that is solid. And then I took those supplements. I was eating really well. I was pooping. My skin was clearing up. Like my energy, like I felt very healthy. And then I got off the pill. And just like I was saying before, like all my bad habits started coming back. Like I don't know, it just like stopped. Energy was super low. Was becoming like super irritated, like irritable. Like I had headaches. Like my cramps were terrible. I was really going through it. Or I've just been going through it. Since I've been going through it, like my mental health, like it's been like a mental fight. I fight with myself mentally, and especially because I spend so much time talking to myself how I am right now, you know, like you listen to me after I record and all of that good stuff, but I talk to myself quite often. And when it comes to getting shit done, I will fight with myself. If there is a reason why I shouldn't be doing something, I need to have a very good reason as to why I cannot accomplish the thing that I have set out to accomplish. Like writing things down in my planner is so fucking helpful because then I know, like, I plan to fucking do this. If I don't have a legit reason on why I'm not doing this, then this is my mind is just like not wanting to do something. You know what I mean? I am very in tune with when I need to take rest, when I need to lay off some things. I now can recognize when, I don't want to say lazy, but when like mentally I'm just like, oh, I just want to like lay in bed and not do anything. I'm like, that's not, I just like don't really do that. Like mentally, I fucking fight with myself. I literally do. I'm like, we plan to do this and we're gonna fucking do it. Whether that is me literally going on a 5-minute walk, doing some yoga, organizing my photos, planning out an episode. Fight with yourself. You are in control of your mind. Do not let your mind control you. And that has played a part also in like me controlling my anxiety. I am fortunate enough to where because anxiety, which I want to do a whole episode about it, but anxiety is a survival thing. Like it is telling your body is being activated in a way where you're unsafe. Like it's, at least from my kind of understanding perspective, where it's like, I watched the anxiety thing where on Netflix on the Mind Explained, where the analogy that they use is basically if a warthog walks next to a bush and then a lion jumps out and tries to eat it and that warthog escapes, well, that warthog might not walk by another bush, fear of the lion's gonna pop out. So it's, anxiety is good because it keeps you safe, it keeps you alive. It's literally your body letting you know, like, you need to be fucking aware. Some shit might pop off right now. Like, what the fuck is going on? But obviously that's not good to have on a constant basis. And I feel like because I also spend so much time at home now that I'll get anxiety spikes when I'm out in public in more social gatherings, and I feel it. I'm fucking on it right now. Like I'm very, very just like heightened and I'm anxious and I feel like some shit about to go down and I have to walk myself off of a ledge. And I beat my anxiety sometimes with logic. I'm like, is there a reason that I need to feel unsafe right now? Is there somebody? Is there something? Because if I'm feeling unsafe, then I need to address and I need to remove myself. But am I getting myself worked up for no reason? My body got my back because some shit about to go down? Or is my body in control of me? And my anxiety has spruced up for some unknown reason, but there's no reason for it. Like with my fucking dream, I literally had such bad anxiety with that dream that I had to talk myself out of my anxiety. And physically, I had to go lock all my doors, and that helped me just feel safe. And I had to be like, you're safe. You're okay. You're fine. You didn't just fucking drive off a motherfucking cliff. Like, all is well. And so I fight with myself about like everything and anything. And because also if I'm ever being like negative towards myself, like, do you all ever just like, I recommend stare at your body in the mirror naked and just thank your body for all that it does for you. Literally everything. And I think that will really help because your body does so much for you. Like, thank your legs for walking. Thank your eyes for seeing. Thank your ears for hearing. You may be so negative about like your physical looks or whatever you struggle with when it comes to your self-love and your relationship with yourself. I love seeing my naked body, and I thank my body every day when I meditate because it does so much for me and it deserves for me to take care of it. And so I will say this again. Do not let your mind control you. Be in control of your mind. Strengthen your ability to control your mind. And that comes when you meditate, when you're literally sitting down and your thoughts start to wander. that's good, because then you have the chance of awareness and to bring yourself back. The mind is amazing, and I want to do an episode just on the mind because I could talk forever, but like, oh man, there's so many things to get through this episode with. But what has helped my mental health, one, fucking drumming. Are you kidding me? I love to fucking drum, and that played a huge part. If you listen to how I learned to love and grow, you know for a fact drumming played a huge part when I got broken up with and had my heart just like shattered. And I recommend do something that's not involved a fucking screen. I started adding fun activities into my life because I was like, I need fucking something else that doesn't involve fucking Netflix. So that started with gaming. I have a Switch, and then I got some painting stuff, and then I started reading more, like the Sarah J. Maas books. Like, holy fuck, she changed my life. They're so good. If you're needing some like erotica fantasy, like dirty, nasty, like, but like so fucking good, like so good, like storyline twists. All of her fucking books are insane. Highly recommend. And then now drumming, like, so good. Connect with people, but also disconnect. Like, I love being by myself. I love doing things just me. I have to. Like, I need my time to recharge. Like, I'm an extrovert. I am such an extrovert, but like, I also thoroughly enjoy my time home. And it really does take a lot for me to choose not to be home, because how much I love to be here and do the things that I just do at home, because I just like fucking vibe. You know what I mean? So anxiety is actually quite new for me as well. The COVID kind of brought out the first anxiety of me, and it's been a journey of like a relationship with my mind, like controlling my mind and not letting it control me. And it's, you know, it's been pretty fucking wild. I just think that you gotta control your mind. And that's obviously easier said than done. I fucking know. Why do you think I fight with myself? Because I'm like, you motherfucker. Like, what the fuck do we gotta do right now? Why are you in a funk? Why are we not doing what we need to be doing? Why are we so low? That's just not who we are. Is there actual reasons? Like, are we close to burnout? Are we working too much? Is there some other fucking shit that is going on? Like, you know what I mean? And so fight with your fucking self. I do it, and it helps me. And I'm just like, No. We got shit to do. This is not a lazy day. This is a day to do shit. Lazy days are on Sundays. Fighting with myself has helped so much. One, with my anxiety, is because I recognize my anxiety. I logically try to get myself out of it, and then I take a minute and look inwards, and I calm myself down, and I evaluate my body. I feel where my anxiety is radiating from, and I take however long I need to assess and control myself. Because you know what else fucking happens to me is I shake. I will get this like crazy shiver. It starts off when I'm cold, but then and I've talked to other people about it, and when I tell them about it, they're like, nah, I don't have that. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I will have this like internal shake sometimes. It starts off as a shiver, and if you were to look at me, you would not think that I'm shaking, but on the inside, I feel my insides shaking. It's like an internal shiver, and it's sometimes I'm like, holy fuck, like I can't even do anything right now because like why am I shaking on the inside? What is that? What is happening right now? The only way I can ever get it to stop, because there will be times where I'm no longer cold. I'm not even cold anymore, but my body won't stop shaking on the inside. I have to take a minute and sit down, and I have to breathe, and I have to command my body to stop. It's the craziest fucking thing ever. I don't understand it, but you know, it fucking happens. So yeah, pretty crazy. Also, therapy. Okay, I'm switching gears. That was like the whole shiver shake shit. But I think another thing that also has really helped my mental health is therapy. Like, I got into therapy in November. I briefly mentioned that like that was the worst month of my relationship. I've been wanting to get into therapy way longer than that, but like that was like the kicker. At the end of that month, I was like, holy fuck, like I need to talk to somebody. I need some outside perspective. I need to talk to somebody. And I've actually really enjoyed therapy now. We will do updates. Sometimes I'm talking about like past trauma. Sometimes I'm just talking about recent shit, and it's really great. So I love therapy. Like, at first I wasn't too sure about it. I enjoy having somebody to talk to, and I just evaluate like what is going on in my life and what is going on to me and how I'm behaving and how I'm treating people, and just like overall just like help on life and the trauma that I've been through and all of that. So therapy has, you know, I'm still in it, and it's been since November of 2022, and I've enjoyed it, and I'm just lucky enough that I'm on my mom's insurance, and it's covered through Kaiser. Don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm turn 26, so gotta get my therapy in now. Okay, so I literally have notes of coming off the pill that I forgot to bring in the studio. But since I'm going to walk up there, I'm going to go make a salad. And then I'll come back out and finish recording. What is up, my humans? That was a really great lunch. That was a really amazing salad that I made. So what I just made for myself for lunch was like a top tier. Like I felt like I got everything I needed. I put arugula, chicken, cherry tomatoes. We make pickled onions with apple cider vinegar. Those are delish. I did cucumber. I did chia seeds, hemp seeds, almonds, nuts, sriracha, a little bit of oil and vinegar. Yeah, made it just like super beefy. And hard-boiled eggs, little pepper. So, anyways, so I have my notes. Birth control literally is like a blanket over your hormones, and it tricks your body into thinking that it doesn't need to produce the hormones to, like, ovulate. And so I've been on it since I was 15, and I honestly don't even have a good reason as to why I got on it, just, like, to get on it. And I was just like, fuck that shit. Like, I want to get off of it. Because I finally actually read the fucking side effects of birth control. Well, after learning what birth control does, I felt so disconnected from my body, and I just felt like I didn't want something that was like blanketing, especially if I didn't have a good enough reason to be on it other than like not get pregnant. And so like I track my cycle. I literally learned about cycle syncing from Alex Adele King. I love cycle syncing. I have notes also on cycle syncing, but I want to read before we get into cycle syncing. Let's just like finish the pill. And so I want to read to you the fucking side effects. So, and my birth control was Trilosprintec. I want to say it was like the lowest one, like hormonal one. You know what I mean? Okay, so liver problems including rare liver tumors, jaundice, high blood pressure, gallbladder problems, changes in the sugar and fat levels in your blood, new or worsening headaches, including migraine headaches, irregular, unusual vaginal bleeding and spotting between your menstrual periods, depression, possible cancer in your breasts and cervix, swelling of your skin, especially around your mouth, eyes, and in your throat. Headache, including migraine, nausea and vomiting, breast problems, tenderness, pain, discomfort, enlargement, swelling, discharge, nipple pain, stomach pain, pain with your periods, menstrual cycle, mood changes, including depression, acne, vaginal infections, bloating, weight gain, fatigue. And I understand that they have to list all these fucking things or they'll get sued and shit, but the fact that I was on this for years and I never even looked at the fucking side effects. I definitely don't remember my doctor going over me with this. It was like, okay, yeah, like here's what you're gonna take and take it once a day, and yeah, and good. Sweet. But then it's like also my responsibility to be aware and educated of what is going in my body. And I still have a whole pack because I brought it fucking out here so I can read you the shit. I have a whole pack that what do I even do? Throw it away? Like, I don't even know. So that's just the fucking side effects. And so fuck the big medical industry. Like, I want to learn how to take care of my body and not fucking need any of y'all. Or not, just like, and not need them, you know what I mean? Like, when you're working 5 days a week and you basically have one day off, and then Sundays pretty much getting ready for the rest of your week, it's like, how do you take care of yourself? It's just like so hard with that routine. I just feel like to do what I do now, you know, like I do have now the luxury of time to like make myself really good nourishing food, and I feel like the more that I do it, the faster I'll be at like doing it. But like now I'm like, oh, like I just feel so good with the food that I eat now that I'm like freaking back on my shit because of getting off the pill. All my fucking cravings came back and it was fucking crazy. Oh, I also love to do castor oil packs. They're very detoxifying, like, but you gotta be careful because you can't do that shit when you're ovulating. You gotta be careful if you're menstruating, because I did one because also my period was late and I was like, fuck me. Like, okay, don't stress out, because like if you stress your body out more, it's gonna like make it even, like, if it's gonna be late longer. And some people don't even get their period forever, and I'm just like going through all this fucking bullshit that I've been going through, and my doctor literally just told me to cold turkey it. At least I tried to balance myself a little bit more. Like, I couldn't imagine if I just fucking went cold turkey. That's why I was like, you motherfuckers, like, are you fuckers, like, how are you seriously gonna tell women that like they should just get off the fucking pill? And how is this not being just like incorporated into modern day medicine? What the fuck? And so I don't even know, I got on Rampage, but I feel like I was talking about the castor oil packs, and oh yeah, because I was late on my period, and so because it moves shit, and it could like increase blood flow. And then, you know, I literally started and I was like, okay, cool. But like it helps just to like release toxins, and I guess castor oil is just like some crazy ass fucking shit. And so I've been really enjoying them. And because you do, so I put castor oil on my wool cloth, and then I put the cloth on my stomach, and then I have a heating pad, which I actually have out here right now because just in case I got a little chilly. And then I put like a towel, and then I just like hang out and let it do its thing. And the first time I did it, it made me shit like so much. And I was like, nice. This is good. This is good. Get all this shit out of me. You know, like you got it. Because if you're not getting it out of you, it's like staying in your body. And like, so like this whole fucking, like women don't shit. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, hold the fuck off. Like, fucking grow up. Like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, the fact that, like, or that we should be embarrassed about it. Like, what the fuck? Felt like I did good, could have done more, and then I don't even know what happened. I just, like I said, like my mental health just like really, it was really hard to do anything. It's just been like a mental battle. And then this second time around when I was ovulating, I think because it was just like way more intense than it's ever been, because birth control, like I said, it blankets, but I feel like my hormones have just like fucking skyrocketed. Like they've been so suppressed, and now they're just like figuring themselves out. And so I'm trying to just do my best with just like my fucking bitchy ass attitude sometimes, because I noticed that I was like, okay, I'm being like a fucking asshole. Like, I need to check myself. And birth control was created by a woman, Margaret Sanger, and it was approved by the FDA in 1960, and like literally it was like a revolutionary medical breakthrough, and it empowered women because it finally they were not fucking tailored to just giving birth, like fucking birthing slaves, like honestly, and like finally like had some fucking time for themselves and like could do shit on their own and not get fucking pregnant. So it was such an empowering thing, but because like we were so suppressed and just fucking a slave to the males, like what the fuck? And finally allowed women to not get pregnant and to not just be anchored by children. And so, and freedom. It was freedom. And who wouldn't? Who fucking wouldn't? Like, are you kidding me? Like, hell yes. But it's terrible. Like, it's actually terrible for you. Like, it's so not good for you. Like, your brain on birth control, anything that's gonna fuck with your hormones that much, I don't want in my fucking body. Like, you can obviously do what you want. It's your fucking body. But personally, in my opinion, when I've just found out all of this stuff, I was just like, fuck this. Like, the only thing that I have that was insurance tied was my birth control. And I'm just like, fuck you. Like, I'm just over the mainstream medical thing. Like, the only thing they've given me has been like a good remedy for like getting earwax, and that's mineral oil. And so that's been nice. But no, they're just like fucking, like, there's no reason for shit to be that expensive. And I've just had multiple negative experiences with like Kaiser doctors, and it's just like, and that's why I have outsourced and gone to educate myself, and which I think is way better. Like, I'm so happy. I'm like, thank you for being fucking shitty so that I was led down this path, because like it's just like crazy to me. But anyways, I want to go into cycle syncing, because as I was saying, like with my mental health and like when I was ovulating for the second time around, I just got so low, like about, like I just kept thinking about my ex. Like I kind of mentioned the dreams, and I just kept thinking about my ex, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why am I so just like these, like a continuous kind of just like reoccurring thought, and I was in an awareness of it, and I was like, why? And then I got just like really down and low, and then my best friend went up to Reno and like saw him, and it was just I was just knowing that they were there and she was with him, and like I don't even know, like I was just like not a good time. I like had therapy, and I talked to my therapist, because like before I had therapy, because then I was just like, okay, like we need to fucking kick this shit in a high gear, like we need to do all of our favorite things right now to like get us out of this fucking funk. And that was really good. And that was when I was like, okay, my fucking skin, my eating, like I have been slipping, like what, like, and because we all had these fucking, I think it was the fucking Girl Scout cookies, like holy fuck, like man, I went crazy on those. But I just like really turned it around, which like felt really nice. But I think this scenario proves even more to cycle syncing and how your body is during, oh, there's the door, how your body is in the different phases of your month. So the notes that I'm going to read off now are from Get Rid of Cramps and Balance Your Hormones with Cycle Syncing. And this is Alex Adele from the podcast Holistic Women's Health. She talks about nutrition, women's health, hormones, self-development, and personal growth. She is a nutritionist, a certified holistic nutritionist, and like I've learned just like a lot from her. And cycle syncing was one of my big major things that I like really was like, whoa, like that's fucking crazy. Like I want to be super connected to my body and like make my life easier and just like work with my body and not against it. So I'm gonna take you through the different phases. So I use the app Flow, and Alex, she starts day 1 with the day after your period, and that is follicular phase. So that is just like day 1. Because I use the Flow app, they start the first day of my period, or the day of my cycle, the very first day of my period. So that's just how I'm gonna do it, either or. You can think of your 4 phases as like the phases of seasons. And so for like winter, that is my menstrual phase. So menstrual phase, it's like winter, your hormones are at their lowest. So like literally so depleted. And I feel this, like when I am menstruating, my energy I'm very just in my just like space. Like I don't really like to talk that much. I'm very just like focused on me, and I feel it. Like I don't go to CrossFit. I just kind of go on walks as like I'm like moving my body, but I am, and I really felt it this past 2 times. I was so fucking low, like so low. But during this time, it's best to talk about what I want, because I'm more in tune like with my body. Like both sides of my brain are working together, like, and so that's just like fucking wild. And also notice like during my menstruating phase that I would get really bad anxiety about like mom fine. Like it would just be like super heightened about just like, you know, like what I'm doing with my life, like the path that it's going on. Am I doing the right things that I should be doing? Like should I be doing something else? Should I be taking it to, you know what I mean? Like I would just, and I would feel a spike of anxiety, but then also knowing that like this is during my menstrual phase is a really good time to like analyze and see like and evaluate my goals and my direction and like what I'm doing. And so at first I was just like, why the fuck is my anxiety getting so bad right now? Like what the fuck? Why am I obsessively thinking about mom fine? Why can't I not sleep at night? Like what is going on? And now I take it as an opportunity to literally reevaluate, assess, look at what I'm doing, look at what I have planned to be doing, and see kind of, do I need to move things, rearrange, have a new idea, just kind of reevaluate. And that has been nice to do, because every time I do those things I just feel way more on top of my shit. So like I actually really love when I get to like look at all of that stuff and just evaluate. And then I also use the app 28, and so that also sends you like little goodies and informations about like your cycle, like what to eat, like your energy levels, all that good stuff. Okay, so now after my menstrual phase, and then the Flow app too is like helpful with like tracking your emotions, how things are going, like if you have back pain, breast tenderness, acne, like what your discharge is looking like, all these ways to discharge is like your cervical fluid, which is like crazy, like whoa, like wild. Yeah, it's just like it's super informational, and I actually really do love to use it. And that is how I know like when I'm ovulating, but I'm also like super in tune with my body to know my energy completely fluctuates. Okay, but anyways, follicular phase, and that could be considered springtime. And Alex says that this can last anywhere between 7 to 10 days. And like I also like Googled and researched, and it's like, yeah, like mine is, it's so on my app it says 4 days that aren't highlighted blue for my ovulation, but I think they add that, you know, just for like the cost, like because I'm pretty sure sperm can last up to 5 days before and after like ovulating. So my gray is, I'm getting my follicular, and that's 4 days, but I would say like mine is probably between like 6 days. So I would say 6 days. And then during this phase, your hormones are rising. So you just went from being so fucking low, and now your hormones are going to start like building back up. And then the hormone is estrogen. So estrogen is rising. So because you're getting more energy, I will just like be a little bit more social. She says that it's like a really good time to do new ideas, complex tasks, like plan, strategize, create. So like when I have to do like Canva, or if I need to like plan out my month like of content, or if I anything like kind of like creative planning. And it also says like it's a good time to get out of your comfort zone. And I put on my notes like rock climbing. Has anybody ever done bouldering? It's like really fun. It's like indoor free climb. You have mats and stuff. Like it's fun. It was a good time. So like that would be like something like fun to do. Or like if I did like yoga or Pilates, or you know, like one of my little fitness stuff that I do. Like I wonder if I can't, like I feel like camping would be the best time during follicular phase and ovulation phase, you know, because like super high. So now we're into ovulation phase. Ovulation is like summertime. You're going like 3 to 5 days, and I feel it. My energy I talk way faster when I'm ovulating. My energy is so high. I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but like I definitely feel like I will be very zippy and go try to do a million things at once, because I also acknowledge it and be like, let's just like finish one thing before we try to start something new right now. Like we got like 4 things going on. And so, because then I have to reel myself back in. And so this is when your hormones are the highest. Your sex drive is higher, and this is where I started dreaming about my ex. And because I was telling Allie about it, and she was just like, there could just be, there doesn't need to be a reason. You don't always have to tie it to your cycle. And I was just like, but I think it is, because our sex drive is higher. Like my body is literally telling me I need to go find a mate because I'm producing an egg. I need to go have sex so I can fertilize this egg. And honestly, it made me feel better, because I was like, I'm not just like not getting over him. My body is literally like, of course my body would want me to start thinking about him, because like that was literally the person I was so in love with, wanted to spend like forever with, like even though like literally so young, like it's okay. But that mindset was in my body. It makes sense that obviously during when I'm ovulating, it helped me just better understand why I kept fucking thinking about him, and like why I was dreaming about him, and like, you know what I mean? And so there's a reason why I kept thinking about him, and like those thoughts and like all of that, because I'm ovulating. My hormones are high. My body's literally telling me like, oh yeah, go have some good sex. Like go fuck around. Like yes, you need to. Your body is ready to make a baby. Our sex drive is literally like, we have one goal. Like if you strip everything away, everything away, isn't it to literally so that we repopulate and our species survives? Like look at the animal kingdom. Like most of like their one goal is to survive and keep making themselves and have babies. So and humans and us, like that was just like, for me, I was like, okay, like I want to tie it back to my cycle and the fact that I'm ovulating, because that helps me not feel like some fucking not obsessive ex-girlfriend, but like, why the fuck am I thinking about you so much? I don't want to be thinking about you. Wow, how come all of a sudden I just have random ass thoughts of you? I miss you. Like, what is fucking happening? Yeah, so I was just like, oh, it's just my body. I'm just ovulating right now. I understand that my body thinks that we need to go make this baby right now, but I'm gonna reel it in for her. Gotta let her know that that's just like not gonna happen. And to just, you know, get myself out of that, I just thought about all the reasons why like we shouldn't be together. And like why our relationship ended, the worst month of our relationship, all the factors that make it not good for us. And that was very helpful, because it's really hard when you get into those really happy memories and you see photos and you just think of all the really, really great times. And so again, for me, because ovulating is like my favorite time. Like I'm so energetic, I'm so happy, I'm so high, and I was just really low this time. I was really fucking low, and I was really fucking sad. And I feel like because of my hormones, it's like elevated, and they're just, you know, feeling themselves out. And so this was the time for me personally where I really was like, whoa, like what is going on? And I feel like that also started the spiral of just getting lower and lower. I was able to, you know, pull myself out of it, because it's not easy to dig yourself out of a fucking hole. It's not. Like it's so hard. And I feel it. It's like this low energy bottom of the fucking pit. Fuck. And I feel like I have to, it's just very difficult to bring myself back to me. And because I've been able to go so low, I felt that inside pull. And because of that, I feel obviously mentally stronger, because I believe in myself to help myself. I believe in myself. I trust myself to acknowledge, to not let me fucking sit in those emotions, to pull myself out of it and continue living my fucking life. You know what I mean? I don't let I work on it very much, very much, like, in therapy, I always tell my therapist, I was like, fuck D, I literally am trying to not let my emotions control me. I'm in control of my emotions. I need to not be fucking popping off like I do. But I am able to just feel, and we're all emotional. We all have fucking emotions. You know what I mean? Like, I have said in the past, like, oh, I'm so emotional. Like, I'm emotional. Like, da-da-da-da. Well, we all fucking are emotional. We all have fucking emotions. We all just express and feel them differently. But we all have, and are all capable of so many emotions. There's so many fucking emotions. Allie sent me this picture one time where it was like a fucking color wheel of all of our emotions. It was fucking insane. It was massive. And she was like, who fucking knew we had all these emotions? And I was like, fuck if I know. I mean, I fucking feel like all of them, but like, holy shit, like to actually see them right in front of your fucking face. Yeah, so just in this phase, it's my favorite phase. This past time, it was quite difficult. It was not an easy one. So yeah, the sex drive. So, you know, fucking sex drive is high. Oh, and I also know, which I'm gonna do sex and pleasure episode, but now that I just thought about it, I just want to fucking add it like really, really quick. My orgasms while I'm ovulating, holy fucking shit. Like, holy fucking shit. I've been masturbating like a lot lately, you know, because I want to, and like for research about like my different orgasms during my different phases of my cycle. Oh, ovulation phase, top tier. I'm like way more in my body when I'm menstruating. I'm like way more lazier sometimes too. Okay, but anyways, I don't want to get into it because we're gonna do a whole fucking sex episode. Like, whole fucking sex episode. Don't know when that's gonna be though. Okay, so sex drive is a thing. Being super talkative, like, holy fucking shit. Time to have important conversations. She said that, like, your mental sharpness, creativity. So, like, this is a good time for me to, if I want to do, like, a drum video, if I want to work on my Canva again, I feel like my Canva projects fall underneath here. Creating itineraries. So like for like a travel itinerary, if I was gonna make it, I would plan out what I want to make in my follicular phase and then create it in my ovulation phase, edit it during my luteal phase, review it in my menstrual phase, and then that is like done. I feel like talking about that now, that's my goal of how I want to accomplish things, and I'm just, oh god, it's a fucking bitch. Like, planning and organizing is a bitch. But that's kind of like incorporating how I could work with my cycle in terms of like doing things that I need to get done. And so like I put like marketing, social, creativity, like what was like doing what was planned, emotionally high, can do high impact workouts. So doing a hot power vinyasa yoga class, doing a harder intense workout at CrossFit instead of just doing like maybe light lift training, and then eating like raw veggies, high foods, fiber, and fruit. So this episode was so good. I re-listened to it so many times, and which I like literally go listen to it because like I am just sharing like not as in depth as she does, and she has like, she's certified, like as like a disclaimer, I should have put this at the beginning, but okay, as a disclaimer, like I've said before, I'm your ally in learning. I listen to her shit. These are the notes that I took and how I've incorporated them into my life, and I have seen a positive impact in how I do things. I am not a holistic nutritionist. I am literally just a person trying to live my happiest life and be as healthy as I can, because health is so important into living a long life. And my grandparents literally tell me, don't get old. And I'm like, that's inevitable. Like, that's gonna happen. It's how you take care of yourself. And it's just, I've seen our past generations, like, look at how they are able. But I've also seen a lot of older people who have kept moving. You don't move your body's gonna stop moving. You don't take care of your body's gonna shut down. Like, you have to treat your body right. Like, your body does so much for you. Like, so much for you. And fucking, you gotta take care of it. So, yeah, okay, yeah. So now, that was, like, ovulation phase. Like, and now I'm in luteal phase right now. So I would say I'm right in the middle of my luteal phase. I'm probably now about to start my hormones, the ovulation high, and my hormones are now starting to decline and start to kind of go back down the hill. So it's like fall. Like, you have the high of summer, now you're gonna head into fall, and it's like a slow, like, I'm like mid-fall right now. So luteal phase is the longest. It can be 10 to 14 days. Your hormones reach the highest peak, and then they start to fall. Here is when I'm like projects to completion. I'm wrapping things up. I'm getting shit done. Luteal phase is a good time for me to like edit my finances. Do gentle yoga. Want to make sure I'm getting lots of leafy greens, and so I get like my B vitamins so that my cravings aren't like super crazy. this is like where I'm starting to also get like more, like notice more detail. But with the thing with this phase is I also gotta be careful because I've also, like, I remember not working with my body and just be like, man, I'm just like, I just could not, my energy was so low. Like, I don't understand why. I just like, I'm so flat and so low, and like just going through these motions without understanding why. And this has just like really helped doing what I'm doing. And I love being connected with my body. And it's just like helped me just realize that I'm just like not fucking crazy, not crazy, but just like, it's not in my head. Like, I'm in a cycle. Like, I'm supposed to be going through these motions, like, and I want to be able to go through them and not like have all these crazy PMS. My period should not, your period should not be terrible. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a thing that you shouldn't hate getting. And I feel like the disconnect with women, with people with periods and all of that, there's been just like a negative stain in society, and it's just like really fucking ridiculous because there's just no reason for it. It's so natural and we need it. We don't get periods, we don't fucking populate. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, literally shouldn't have been like this whole like we should be ashamed of it and all of this stuff. Like, because this is all new. Like, cycle syncing is a new thing. And like I said before, like, doctors aren't even like acknowledging it as just like an actual thing. And that's why I've been so passionate about documenting my cycle and how I feel every way, because it's fucking real. And like helping people who are on the cycle and who have hormones such as this, it could really improve their lives immensely, to help them have a happier life, because it's not just, ew, like, I'm so, like, one thing for me was when I would get super bloated, and I would just be like, oh man, like, I literally just gained, like, 5 pounds, like, what? Like, I would get really down on myself, and then I'd be like, oh, like, I'm so just, like, puffed out. But then understanding, like, where I am in my cycle, knowing that bloating might be high right now, it's just given me more understanding, and it's helped me love myself more. And that feels really great. Yeah, and so luteal phase for me is like the end of my cycle, because then when I menstruate, that's like day 1 for me, and then it's like a reset of just like, okay, now my hormones are so low, like back to the beginning, now we get to make the climb back up. Like, for me, it's also another analogy is like a mountain, like starting at the bottom of a mountain, like super low, and then working your way up, and then you make it to the top, and it's like this high from like that mountain climb, and then you get to come back down, and you know, do make your way down, and then you're at the bottom. But I do like the seasons better. I like that analogy better. And also want to add that the second month, part of this second month of my cycle, I was really late on my period. I was like a week late. Enough like for me to have originally recorded this episode, and now I'm coming back as like, you know, to do like my little edits, and I finally started my period. I was like, holy fuck, like, oh, so stressed out, but I was like, don't stress out more because you're not gonna start. And then literally this morning I fucking started. I was like so fucking excited. I was like, yay, because I got actually really sad because I was like, if I don't have a period, it's gonna be really hard to track my cycle. You could track it though. Like, I am also linked with the moon, and because the moon is on, like, you know, her own 28th of her own cycle. And so I was like, okay, if I don't have my period, I'll link up with the moon, I'll stay connected, I'll use past periods, like I'll still try to like track my cycle. But I knew that it was just gonna be harder, like way harder to do that without like a bleed. And so I was like, actually got really low because I was like, fuck, like if I don't start my period, I didn't have to worry about like being pregnant or not. And I was just like, really bummed. And I was like, fuck. And that's how it fucking should be. Like, I love having my period. Like, it makes me feel so connected to my body. I love it. It's not a fucking, and I didn't have cramps, and I didn't have cramps. So like, oh, fucking amazing. Like, it literally just came. I didn't cramp when I ovulated, and I didn't cramp when I got it. So I'm like, woohoo! Bonus! But yeah, I wanted to add that, like, I would have been really bummed if I don't get my period. Just like, fuck all those fuckers. Like, fuck all you fuckers that just like are grossed out by it. Like, grow the fuck up. Weak-minded, immature jackasses. Weak-minded pieces of shit. That's what you fucking are. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, so yeah, I'm just like really happy that I was able to start, because I would have been sad. And then just like another thing that has helped like my health is I've talked about it before, is the Diva Cup. I love the fucking Diva Cup. Like, one, it's way better than like tampons. It's way less wasteful. And it really helped me because tampons would just like hurt so bad. Like literally, it was in Australia when I was like, fuck this shit. Like just would be so uncomfortable, and like you just got to be able to fucking shove your hands up there and get it up there. I've had some spillage and it's been kind of like a fucking murder scene, but I'd much rather use a Diva Cup than fucking anything else. I'd much rather travel with the Diva Cup, not have to worry about fucking tampon. I can pee with it. I don't have to change my tampon every single fucking time. Like my vagina would get so fucking irritated. Like, and they don't pay me. Like literally, no. I'm just like, I love the Diva Cup. It's on my website. Like, it's amazing. It's literally amazing. And you just gotta be able to get your shit up in your shit, if you know what I mean. Like you just gotta fucking finger yourself and like get up there and like do what you gotta fucking do. Okay. Trying to think if I want chit chat about anything else. So, I mean, ultimately, in this journey, I have started eating better, incorporating way more vegetables into my life, like really, really prioritizing like veggies, carrots, arugula. I have a crazy ass kale bush that I need to fucking juice. I want to start incorporating beets and some cauliflower, and I'm ready to take that next step to being healthier because my fucking hormones need to get better, and I want my chin to be better. I have a fucking headache right now. I don't want to be an irritated bitch. I don't want to be rude to my dad. That's where I really saw it. I was like, you're being kind of a fucking asshole. Like, what the fuck? And I'm so in tune that I also know when just things are fucking off. Like I know when I know when I'm getting close to burnout. I know when I'm pushing it too much. The luxury that I have, I can sleep in a little bit later if I want to. I can take my time making myself a really good lunch. I can go for a walk. You know what I mean? Like this type of lifestyle is so good. But this episode might be my only one this month just because I need to start prioritizing my services, which, oh my gosh, I think my next episode after this one is either going to be business or pleasure, because I want to share with you just like the backside of just like this, like, because Mom Fine started as a podcast, and like now I've incorporated these services, and I need to, just take a minute. Like, I don't know why the transition away from social media, because I know it's important, but like, I'm like, okay, businesses were also built without social media before. Like, I think it's the client outreach. Like, I'm now at the point where I want to do I'm now the whole client outreach, and it's fucking terrifying. So, but that's why I'm just like, if this is my only episode for April, then that's it. But I'll have more episodes coming with May, but I need to, I need to step away to put my energy into something else. And so did want to add that. But anyways, what I've learned, taking care of myself. The gut is so important. You need to be shitting. You need to be having bowel movements. You need to be prioritizing what you are putting in your body and take care of yourself, because when we're busy and we're stressed out, the first thing that doesn't get taken care of is ourselves, and that just shouldn't be the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I have to tell myself, you need to break, you need to have lunch. Like, I'm the type who is probably doing too much, and I feel as if I'm not doing enough. So having that has been a struggle of mine to keep in check, and like your life work balance. And once you change your habits and start incorporating these healthier ones, that just becomes your default. Like, you just need to change your default. And I kind of take this back into fitness and activity and just like moving your body. When you get tired, what is your default? I need to train my body's default to not be the default that gets my fucking back hurt. You know what I mean? And so when you're grabbing for food, now I grab how I literally went and had my lunch. Like, I'm going to make my salad. Like, that salad was so beefy and so good. And it's just having the mindset and having the ability to choose differently. And instead, because for me, like, oh man, I just love crackers and carbs, and the carbs are good, I still incorporate them. But here's an example. Here's like another example is my oatmeal. I used to do so much fruit on top of my oatmeal, so much fruit. So really it was just like a whole big old thing of fruit, and that's a lot of sugar, even though it's natural and it's fruit, but it's still sugar to incorporate very first thing in the morning, all that. And so now I do oats, nuts, seeds, and like a little bit of blueberries, and I make sure I do cinnamon and ginger, and I add fiber and all of that. So it's very, very just like less heavy on the sugar. And that's what I've been really trying to focus on, is making sure I'm having things that are not super high in sugar, because I feel like that is also like, especially as a kid, like, oh my gosh, I was just like an eating machine. Like, I could fucking eat, and it was just controlling my cravings was just like crazy. And that was like super hard. And then like another thing, like I would literally like bite my nails. COVID really like stopped me from that. Like I was like, holy fuck, okay, yeah, like so gross. Like, oh my gosh. But then I would pick at them. And the only thing that also got me to stop fucking doing that was I now have just like a little nail kit where like I file them, I do my cuticles, I clean them, like, and I never did that before. But like taking care of my nails and having, because once I got a hangnail, it was fucking over. It's fucking over. A habit that's been so hard for me to break is my nails. And like now I'm like really proud. Like I'm like, okay, like they're doing good. Like I've been able to stop that habit. Okay, so I think now I just want to like recap just all my health podcasts, because I have listened to them. I have incorporated things that I've already known. I've just been making decisions like based off of just whatever I think is best. But I just want to say all of my health podcasts. So like I've said, I've mentioned her multiple times, but Alex Adele King, she is the creator of the Holistic Women Health podcast, and I learned cycle syncing from her, and that was just like, and I've learned a lot more. And she's where I got Cicely, who is the acne nutritionist. She has heaps of recipes. Definitely want to stay connected with her and read her information, because I think in terms of like where I want to take my eating habits, I'm gonna learn a lot from her. Maddie Miles, she is the host of Peace Love Hormones and the creator of Peace Love Hormones. She's the herbalist, and she created the herbal remedies Soothe and Bitters. And then her episodes that I've listened to: Hormonal Acne, A Holistic Approach to Healing, Luteal Phase, Get to Know Yours, Menstrual Bloating, How to Reduce Bloating Around and on Your Period. Flourish was the episode that really helped me figure out kind of like what those added supplements I needed, like they mentioned beef liver, magnesium, and then that episode, So You Are Ready to Get Off Your Birth Control. And then also another podcast that I listen to is Healthier Together. So all my podcasts are on my podcast page. Now that I have this episode, I will put all of the health information will now get its own page, and that will be under Learn and Health. So yeah, like that has really been my health journey. And in terms of my skin and getting healthier, like that's really where I'm at right now, and just like wanting to improve. So yeah, I think that's like really it, like for all I have for my health. Like I would love to connect with your health journey, what you are listening to, be healthier. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to give Mom Fine some love, you can share this episode and your thoughts. You can leave a comment, give Mom Fine a rating, or send me an email. It is contact@momfine.com. Your thoughts and feedback help so much, and I truly appreciate it. If you would like to connect with me through socials, my Instagram is @mod.im.fine, and YouTube, Pinterest, and Twitter is @momfine. So just the dots on Instagram. At the end of every episode, I do kind of go over my services and like any updates that I have on the website, just because I feel like that is just forever growing. There is like a good amount of information on there that I just, like to remind everybody. So for my services, I create custom itineraries. I offer 4 packages for, different lengths of a trip, and also different needs you might have and how much research is needed for your trip. So if you are needing a custom itinerary and you do not want to do any of the planning, I got you. I have all of that information is going to be found on my Thatch app, and I'll leave a link. Also on my Thatch app, I have pre-made and the information for my custom itineraries, and I have free itineraries on there as well, like for Sydney, for Colmar, for Bern. Usually for every itinerary that I charge for, I like to add at least a 1 day, because, it's just, I want to help people travel and it's fun. Go and save so that you can minimize your research. If you are an attorney, I have my degree in criminal justice, and right out of college, I interned, and then I got a job working at a private criminal defense attorney, and for her I would create her binders, I would go through discovery, I would create transcripts, take notes, I would just support her in any way that I could leading up to preliminary hearing and trial dates. So if you are in need of support and assistance, please reach out to me. I would love to assist you and see if I could, take some work off your plate and kind of get all that organized and information ready for when you are in court. Because one thing I did learn was that organization of information is so key. So discovery can be long as shit. So if you need assistance just going through your discovery and need another set of eyes about evidence and how jurors will perceive information, let me know. The last thing I offer is social media support, and with that, I create branding posts. So if you would like to bring the information from your website to your Instagram, I offer little branding posts where you can add your contact information, your meet the team information, announcements. You can have your about your company. I also will create story highlights, that branding, business, meaty information. And because with Instagram, you can tag posts at the top of your profile. And so for me personally, for Mom Fine, I have what Mom Fine is about, how to contact me, and my services that I offer, because I feel like that is just the information I want people to see the very first thing when they come to my profile. And then for my story highlights, I have a white world and a green background, and I'm very proud of my Instagram because it's so cutie pie, and I'm like, it's so aesthetically pleasing and lovely. And I also create informational everyday posts. So for example, if you were a gym, I would do research and create very pretty informational Canva designs for your Instagram. So if you are just needing some help getting content out there, or if you would just like to have some business information nicely put on your Instagram, please feel free to email me. Like I said, my email is contact@momfine.com, and then my website is also www.momfine.com. So on my website, you can always see my episodes there. Under travel, I still have Australia, California, Cozumel, and Europe. So if you're planning to travel to any of those places, I would check out those. I have my photos of where I went, and then the episode that correlates with the photos. In the Learn folder, you get to see all of my drumming videos and how I've been practicing how to drum, all my podcasts that I'm listening to, and then also the information and my resources and photos from my episode Women in History. So if you want to just learn about some women in history, I recommend just checking that out or checking out that episode. So fun. In these shopping essentials, I have my backpacking stuff, my bedroom stuff, my camping, my jewelry, my office stuff, the mushrooms that I love to take. You can shop my sweatshirts, and yeah, so that's pretty much. And I also did just redesign the website, and it looks super cute. And if you want to sign up for my emailing list, I recommend. I'm going to start my email list and start kind of taking what I've been posting on my Instagram and my socials and bringing that to my email list. So if you have been liking all my stuff that I post on my Insta, you might want to, subscribe to my email list, because my goal is to eventually be prioritizing that over any third-party platform. So yeah, pretty sweet. Yeah, so all of my information I will have linked below, like my website, my custom travel itineraries, and all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for listening. I would love to connect about your health journey and how you have either improved your life or how you just want to start. If you're listening to this and you're like, yes, I want to make a change, let's do it. You have to start somewhere, and it's just start with one thing. Literally start with one thing. And one of my biggest goals right now is my vegetables need to be the biggest thing on my plate. I need to be eating those the most. And if you're starting now, know that I'm still going, I'm still trying to be the healthiest that I could be, and we're on this journey together. That's why I wanted to create this episode, and why I like to be posting of everything that I'm eating and just my day-to-day life, because I definitely feel it's improved immensely. And I know that I have the luxury of time to be figuring out all my health, but that's why I'm okay, I got you, we got it. It's just you gotta just grow, because what I'm also gonna add on the website is a grocery shopping page, my grocery shopping, because that is how you do grocery shop. If you do grocery shopping, you buy food. It's all about buying the right food. And I feel what I've been doing. I do the motherfucking Amazon literally started like, fuck you, Jeff Bezos. Like, the fuck? Started charging, like, we all know you got enough money. Charging, like, a delivery fee. And so, I haven't been doing enough, like, Amazon Fresh, like, lately, but on the website, I'm gonna link just like the food that I was buying to give you an idea of just like what I grocery shop and what I've been incorporating to be making the food that I've been making, because food is medicine, and you know, I want to step up my juice game. I've been juicing too, and make my own oat milk. I've been just like doing good. Like, I feel like, especially, and I feel like it's really gonna show when my chin clears up. So, you know, as frustrated as I am, you know, just in my journey. I'm just in my journey, and I know that I'm going to be so proud of myself when I'm balanced and good. I'm not going to go back on the pill. Like, any person that I sleep with, anybody. Oh my gosh. Also, speaking of that, okay, little tea time. I love when these come up at the end, because, you know, I only want to share my this tea with, you know, the people who listen to the whole episode. But I was slut shamed by somebody in my life, and I understand this person's worry, because yes, was it risky that I went home with that person and, you know, did what I did? But, like, how dare you slut shame me? Like, you would not, like, oh my gosh. I was so just like, what? Like, I took the necessary precautions to make sure that I felt safe in a situation. Any situation could be, like, was it an elevated heightened situation? Maybe. But, like, I have a good judgment call, and I trust my gut, and, like, I was, like, you know, like, I was fine. But, like, to say that I'm, like, that I shouldn't be doing that, like, like, literally told me I'm gonna get gangbanged and raped, like, all this shit. And I was like, whoa, like, whoa, like, would you be yelling at a male like this? No, like, I'm allowed to do what I want. I'm 24 fucking years old. Like, I'm an adult. So, yeah. I just got, like, I was just like, what the fuck? What the hell? But yeah, so that was just annoying. That was just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm allowed to, if I want to fuck somebody, I can go fuck them. I didn't even fuck that person. Like, the whole point of me telling you all that story anyways was to show you that I stuck to my bedroom voice. I stuck to my boundaries, and I was like, no, I'm not having sex with you. Like, without a condom. Like, what? Oh my god. It was like, I was so upset. I was just like, it was rude. That's just like, I understand that leaving with somebody, but I also carry a knife with me, you know, like, and I also take care of my, like, I am not an easy target. Like, you better fucking believe, if you fuck with me, it is going to be the hardest fight of your life, because I could go into a very, very, like, survival deep mode. Like, what the fuck? Why do you think I take fucking jujitsu? Like, are you kidding me? I keep my nails long. I want to master my mind and body so that if some shit ever fucking pops off, I trust myself to save myself, you know? So, I'm just like, I do what I want. And I wanted to do it, so I fucking did it. And I should not be fucking slut shamed for it. Like, absolutely fucking not. Like, absolutely not. So, anyways, but that brought me up, because when it comes to sex now, if I'm ovulating, like, that's even a better excuse for you not to be allowed inside of me, because I also don't take that fucking lightly. Like, do you think, like, who the fuck are you to think that you can come inside of me just, like, raw dogging it? You don't get that pleasure. You don't get that amazingness feeling. Are you kidding me? My tight, warm pussy wrapped around your dick? Like, fuck you. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you don't get that yet. Like, no way. Like, fucking wrap it or get the fuck out of here. And even then, condoms still break. Like, I'm super stressed out just, like, having sex. Like, and so it's been really great that, like, that hasn't happened yet. Like, you know what I mean? So, been good there. But, so, yeah, I mean, thanks for listening. And I'll see you on the next episode, because I know there's going to be a next one. I don't know when. And, yeah, that's all I got. So, yeah, thanks so much for listening. Much love. Let's connect about our health journey, and let's see how we can just, like, empower each other to, you know, live happier and healthier and yeah, so sweet. Oh, I'm so excited. This was such a good episode, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, babes.